Is that a problem? Music?
Is music a problem?
Like copyright?
Yeah, you might want to turn it down. Cut the music. Did you turn it down for out there too?
No.
Oh, you can control everything?
I'm like the puppet master back here.
Jeez Louise.
Not to creep you out, but
That's crazy. Technology.
Krista messaged me yesterday in our office and said, "Are you still here?" And I wrote back, "I'm everywhere."
I'm in the walls.
What was funny is that I was driving. I wasn't here at all.
Yeah, you're out and about.
But then she was wondering, is he here?
well,
He's everywhere.
We've talked about this before, even in our office. Like, you think someone's here and they're not, or
Right.
or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah, the maze.
Yeah,
Speaking of mazes, you excited for corn maze? Will you do a corn maze this fall?
a scary one.
Anyone?
Yeah, we should find a really hard one to do. I want to feel like I need to
I feel like
kick out my
I'm-
survival
I'm
skills.
never getting out of here.
I want to feel like I'm on a verge of a mental breakdown because I can't get out.
Okay.
I feel like that would be very therapeutic because people do that, right? People go on survival shows
They do?
to have an awakening.
I think they go on to win money, but
Oh.
probably.
I'm sorry. I don't think you could pay me all the money in the world. I would not go on a survival show.
Really?
Absolutely
Like, I think
not.
you don't apply to Survivor unless there's a prize purse.
No, I would never.
Right?
I just I can't even walk from my car parked in the back to the front door without a supervisor because I get so scared easily.
You're afraid of like
A bear?
a bear.
There are bears
Huh?
in Rehoboth
Okay, so not like
or Dighton.
not a villain
Even yes, a villain. Anything.
because we're superheroes.
A super
The
evil
assailant.
villain. Yes, I'm scared of everything, but I also love scary things because I am so excited for Halloween and scary movies.
Right.
But I think I like scary things in a controlled environment,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. So okay to be scared in a maze.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not super controlled because like you don't know where you are. I mean, if anything, I feel like you're not in control at all.
But I feel like in my head, I know, okay, I just need to get to the end. I know I'm getting out of here.
Right.
When you're really surviving,
Yeah. No. that's true.
you don't know what's happening. Like, even when I watch scary movies and I'm like, honestly, I don't even know if I would survive. Like, I don't know if my fight or flight would kick in. You know, like the movies with like the final girl or the final troop of people that survive the killer. Don't know if I would be included. Or I would survive, but in an instance of I like fell asleep somewhere, missed everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I
What
did
happened?
not. Or I had like my headphones in and just like
Yeah,
wasn't paying any mind, and I think the killer would respect me for it.
Maybe.
And
Maybe
be
she's
like, you know
just
what?
completely oblivious.
I'm just gonna leave her alone because
Yeah.
she's so
Yep.
in her little own world. That's my thought process.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Or you'd go first. You'd be like Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore and Scream.
Yes.
Opening scene. Like, oh, she's a big actress. No, what? Dead.
Yes, 100%.
Do you like the screams?
Love them.
Do you have well, I do. I think we talked about this. We have our Christmas movies we watch, right? Or our holiday movies that we watch. Do you have Halloween movies that you watch?
Of course, I love the cheesy, which of course they're only cheesy because like they're older. But
Okay.
when they first came out, they weren't cheesy because But like all the Halloween movies, Michael Myers, I love because I just think like that screams Halloween to me. And fall Scream movies definitely. I just watched the newest one that came out like a few weeks ago.
I've not watched it only because I have not watched the one prior. So this is like 5, I think, right?
I think we're 6.
Then I haven't watched 5.
But you've seen the rest of them?
Yes. And my
Yeah,
son
I would watch.
told me I need to watch.
Yeah, you do, unfortunately. But I think it's not okay in a sense of like, oh, it's okay. Okay in a sense of, I think Scream has done a very good job of it being like the same throughout.
Okay.
Like each movie like hits like the climax, the plot twist.
Yeah.
But without
I mean, the first one was really a classic.
Sidney Prescott.
Yeah, I mean, even the second one was good because it kind of played off the first one, like the rules of a horror sequel, and like that was really cool. Third one not so good. So
Right.
hopefully fourth one came back to life, and then the fifth one I've heard pretty good things about. So what else?
For movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I watched the original one for the first time last year.
Really?
And I was like, this is interesting. Because I had never seen it. I had only seen the new one.
Yeah.
And we actually, for my senior year, I had a duo. And it was it. And I was It the Clown. And my duo partner was like
Okay.
the little boy and the little,
Creepy.
yeah. But it was so fun. I just love the movie. And I liked the second one. Have you seen them?
I saw the original.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen the new first one or second one.
They're very good.
I don't like horror movies.
Why?
Well, that's the way they make me feel. I like to be positive. And I feel like death and fear is not just something I just don't like to feel it. So I just tend not to watch them. I did watch them for a long time. There was like a moment I was like, I don't like feeling like this. Wait, I don't have to.
A
and
huge
then-
realization.
Yeah, it was really wild. I was
Like,
I realized
wow.
like, oh, I don't need to do this. I like a good thriller.
That's another thing. I think I love thrillers with plot twists. I think I think I might even like those more than actual horror movies.
Okay.
More of just kind of even like Lifetime vibes. You know, the Lifetime channel?
I'm familiar with it.
Where it's like just super cheesy,
Yeah.
super not realistic, but you're just like, you know what? Fine. You got me.
So in that vein, when you're familiar with the Sixth Sense,
Okay, I have never seen The Sixth Sense.
okay, stop the film. We're done. We're done here.
I think I know the story of it.
Well, we're not
Isn't
gonna
he-
talk about it. I'm not gonna talk.
Okay,
about
that'll
it.
be my
But
homework
you
for
should
throughout the
watch-
weekend. I'll watch it.
So you should watch Sixth Sense,
Mm-hmm.
and you should watch Signs.
That was my first scary movie I ever watched.
Okay.
Traumatized
Same
by
guy made Signs.
Oh,
and Sixth
really?
Sense. Yep.
So, Signs was the first scary movie I ever watched. I'll never forget when he's in the corn,
Yes.
not a corn maze, like an actual cornfield, and he's like, "Who's out there?" Blah, blah, blah. And he's like running, and like you hear somebody's out there, and then he like turns the flashlight, and the little alien leg goes. Oh! I still think about this to this day. If I'm taking my dog out and it's dark outside, I'm like, I think of the
So
alien
I'll give you a
scene.
little history here. So M. Night Shyamalan is the guy who wrote and directed those
Mm-hmm.
movies, right? And he's been very hot or cold lately. But his initial movie, or his original, more or less his original movie, was Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a huge success that got him to make more movies. He then made Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. You may know the sequel to that came out years later, Split, where he has
Yes.
okay, and then Glass was like the final film that like, or Mr. Glass, I think it was just Glass, but like wrapped those three together. And then also he did Signs. He did like Lady in the Water, and he did The Happening, which is maybe the worst movie ever.
I remember that movie. I watched it because it came out when I was younger,
Yeah,
and at the time I didn't realize how bad it was because at the time everything's scary. Like
yeah.
when you're
and
little,
it started out really scary.
right? The concept
People
of
were
it.
just like,
I think
yeah.
that's when my anxiety actually was born.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was at the time when it came out, like 2012.
I don't know. Honestly, probably. I really have no idea.
I don't know, but I was like, imagine you are just running from air.
Yeah,
Like,
so it was, I
basically-
mean, it was the environment like fighting back, I guess. Well, I
Right.
understand like conceptually, but like it just didn't make for a good movie. And then he's more recently done good movies. I'm taking like I'm an M. Night Shyamalan like maxi because you're just getting like his whole filmography. I can't even think of the most recent one was like Cabin in the Woods
Scuba and I watched that.
with the guy like the big dude from the Avengers or Guardians of the
I like
Galaxy.
him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just like a little snuggle bug.
So he did that one, and he did a couple previous that were good. I'll find the names later, but
Did you watch Cabin in the Woods?
I did.
What'd you think? Was it Cabin in the Woods or
Knock at the Cabin Door.
yes?
Sorry, thank
but
you.
I knew what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
But not for others to get confused because there is a horror movie, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods
which
with the kid from
that one was
Boy
pretty
Meets
good.
World, I think.
Sure.
I just watched Boy Meets World and like
They made a Girl Meets World.
I know. So yeah, we got my daughter into that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter if it was my daughter or my son, but I think it was my daughter, and I don't know. She didn't like it as much as.
I like the original Boy Meets World.
Yeah, we used to watch on like Friday nights, like when I was in college.
Yeah. I think it was just like it gives you like that just same feeling of like Full House of just
Yes.
when the dramatic music comes in and he's like, you know what, Corey, and like
Yeah.
and he's like, you're right, Dad.
There's no good, and there's also no good theme songs anymore to shows. Things have just changed. Like you just get pumped. Like
I don't know. Have you ever seen the Vampire Diaries?
I'm not.
Their
Okay, all right, well.
playlist is like,
Yeah, so it's different songs.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. There's like the theme song for like when Cheers came on, or the theme song for like Growing Pains.
duh.
Hit. Like you knew, like
Yeah.
all right, here we go.
One Tree Hill.
I don't
When
watch
it's
that,
like,
I've seen it.
I don't wanna be. You know that song?
I do. Is it Taylor Swift?
No,
I had to mention
so
her.
you don't. Well, she's on my list for
Oh,
later.
okay. Yeah.
That's a good theme. So one thing, Scuba is he's not the person that will go to the movies on time because he doesn't want to watch the trailers.
Oh, okay.
Me,
I thought it was like,
the
he's
trailers are the best part. So we always go to, like, I want to make sure I get there for the trailers. I love the trailers. Same thing with theme, like intro.
Yeah.
So right now we're watching Only Murders in the Building on Hulu with
Okay.
Steve Martin and Martin something.
Martin Short.
Martin Short and Selena Gomez. Really good. I feel like it's something for the whole family.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious. I crack up throughout the whole episode. Like, Martin Short is so funny.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He
Comedic genius. He's
Yeah.
been around for a long time.
he is like, he makes me feel like someone took the voice in my brain and like put it into a person. And Scuba, every time he has a remote, he skips through the theme song, the like intro. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Have you seen The Three Amigos?
No.
You should see that.
What is that?
That's Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short.
No.
You gotta watch it. Put it on your list. Because it does sound like, I know we were off topic a little bit because we were talking about your horror list that you watch. I got an M. Night Shyamalan. And now we're gonna talk about how much stuff you're actually watching because I'm a little alarmed.
Watching a lot.
You're watching a lot. I feel like we have better uses of our time.
Here's my thing. I don't know if anybody else is like this. Probably not. But I am a person where when I come home from work, usually we have like this iPad that we'll like throw on for the dog throughout the day so he doesn't feel like he's alone.
Okay.
Like
So
while
music?
we're at work. Or even like a show. What a little show.
I mean, your whole family's watching too much television.
Just so he doesn't feel alone throughout the day.
Okay.
So we'll throw it on for him. And so I come home and I try to spend as much time in the kitchen as I can. So I'll usually have like my after work snack in the kitchen and put on something on the iPad. I have a certain show that I watch alone. Scuba's not there.
Sure.
And of course, like if you've ever watched a show with your significant other, it's like, you watch the new episode without me? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like we've always been good of like, nope, we're gonna wait no matter what it is, no matter
Okay.
how exciting it is. So I make sure I have my own shows that I can just throw on whenever. Right now it's the Vampire Diaries.
I was gonna say This Is Us.
We watched that, loved it.
I never saw it, but
No, it's
my wife watched it.
probably the best show. They did such a good job with that show. Like, I was blown away. After every single episode. After every single episode, I would just go, they just do such a good job.
You know what I'm not surprised about?
But
You said you've seen it, and I haven't.
yeah.
Because you're, once again, watching television. And I'm off doing community service.
Okay.
Not all the time, but
Right. I think we're gonna need some proof on that. No, I just think it's important. Like,
it's not important.
I know I was gonna try to defend it, but I
Okay,
can't.
I mean, you deserve to cut out if you want and like check out, watch some shows, but don't tell me it's important. I think right now I'm watching, and it's gonna be hard to believe. I think I'm watching 0 shows, like actual 0. I was recently watching a show, Platonic, with Seth Rogen and can't think of her name, but from Neighbors. And before that was another Apple TV show, and that's it. I think I'm done. I watch sports.
Okay. Okay.
I do. I feel
I
like
don't watch any shows. I watch sports. That's equal.
Fair. I only sport I'm watching right now is football because Red Sox have been eliminated. I watch the Pats on Sunday. You're right. So that is a show. I will give you that. And it's a 3-hour show.
You
So
just tried to gaslight me. can't believe it.
Sorry. I do get caught. One time I said to my buddy, I'm like, I don't watch any show. He's like, didn't you tell me you watched, like, you just saw The Deadliest Catch yesterday and then you watched Family Guy? I was like, well,
Yeah,
all right, I'm not
see?
watching any new shows. By the way, I'm not watching any of those shows right now, but I was.
I don't know if I believe you.
But I swear. I feel like my time is pretty well maximized right now between like the kids and like a training schedule and work and sleep. I have really prioritized sleep.
What time do you go to bed?
I'm in bed. I hope no later than like 8:15.
I feel like that's normal.
8, maybe 8:30. But I'd like to be like asleep by 9. I'm not in there watching television. And I'm up at 5. So 9 to 5. If I can sleep 9 to 5, that's 8 hours. And my Oura Ring tells me I'm not getting a good 8 hours.
No. I feel like that's normal though. Because usually, mine's pretty scattered though. Like a few nights, I was ready for bed. I was ready to go to sleep. But last night, I was like a kid that just got a sip of soda. And we stayed up till like 10:30 watching our show. But to be fair, we were finishing the season. So it was like we were halfway through the second to last episode. And then we're like, it's the last episode. Like,
Of?
Only Murders in the Building. The show that I was just talking about, that's clearly a waste of my time.
Well, I didn't know it was another different show. You watch a lot of shows.
In the news, that little football player, Mr. Kelsey, is that his name?
Yeah. Ms. Swift.
And Miss
Mr.
Swift.
Swift.
Mr. Swift. How do we feel about that? Have you heard the impact the Swifties have had on his...
I have. The numbers there, the social media
sales.
followers, the sales, all
Sales up 400%. I don't know what that means, but that's a very high number.
big number.
That's like sold out, max in my mind.
Right, you would think, yeah.
People are probably going to think she is very not smart about certain things.
You?
Someone with numbers that works in numbers 100%.
That's all right. It's fine. Everybody's got their thing.
Guys, I know I'm not here for facts. I'm here for...
I'm not here for facts.
I'm not here for facts.
Well, I don't know what your opinion is on Taylor Swift, but I will say I saw a video on Instagram that was like a guy coming home from work or something, and the woman, like, maybe you saw it, she's like, I don't know what the cat, it was like, he's gonna be so upset with me right now, and she's like, did you hear the news? He's gonna be famous now, and he's like,
Yep.
what? He was like, the guy was so upset. He's like, he's already won 2 Super Bowls, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but now, it's pretty
I
wild.
did see that. She was like, the things she's gonna do for his career, he's gonna be... And
Like, he's already a multi-million-dollar or millionaire, successful football player, world champion, like all the things.
I did not know that.
He's got, I think, a pretty successful podcast with his brother that I've seen, that I've enjoyed. Even though he plays for the Chiefs, which I don't care for. But,
My best friend Jaden cheers for the Chiefs.
oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Did she see Taylor?
I don't know if she saw her, but I was like, I can't believe you just danced in front of Taylor Swift. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
But
She's just a person, but she does move the needle, man. It is wild. But yeah, then I also feel bad for him, because when they don't get married, yeah, she's going to write some song about it. And like, what I did for your career when you...
do get married. I don't know if she would ever get married. Would you be starstruck? Is there someone out there that would absolutely oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Starstruck you? Or no?
So probably not as much anymore, because I've definitely come to this realization, like, people are just people.
Right.
And we did probably like 15 years ago, Planet Hollywood in Vegas opened up, and we stood on the red carpet. And so, like, I think Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher walked by me, ran into Sylvester Stallone in an elevator. Like, we saw all these, like, celebrities, Pam Anderson Lee, whatever her name is, and like, she walked by.
I love her. I absolutely love her.
Rest in peace. So yeah, there's a lot of people that came by us. It was pretty interesting. Bruce Willis, I saw his band play. I was like for a private performance, him and Sugar Ray. Kind of cool. Anyway, I'm not sure where I was going with this. I think
You're just used to living the lavish lifestyle that you do.
I kind of run in these big circles. No, Kenny Chesney and Tom Brady were always like my guys. Tom, for completely different reasons, but also similar. Like, one's obviously like music star, football star, but also just like success story. We're gonna have to edit this out, but Kenny Chesney's actually playing in the background, and that I did not time this, so take from that what you will.
Because the universe is just aligned.
Yeah, I think both those guys. Like, I'd love to just like hang out on Kenny's boat with him and chat for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, just hear to hear the stories, and the same thing with Tom. Like, I want to hear stories about being on the road, and I just have a lot of respect for the way they've carried themselves through their career. So
Yeah.
and unrelated, but sort of not, Taylor Swift, my daughter, because we can go back to a previous episode. My daughter said to me as I was walking out the other day, she goes, "Dad, do you know Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift are in a fight?" And I said,
I don't know if they are, though, because she...
so I said, "Not true."
Debunked.
Yeah, I said, "No."
False.
I talked to J-Dog, and she said, "That's not true." And she knows everything about Olivia Rodrigo. So she goes, "Okay, well, if they were in a fight, who do you pick?" And I was standing at the door. I was like, I'll probably go Taylor. She's like, "Wrong answer." And she shut the door on me.
Wow, you need a reality TV show. Maybe we can get that. Maybe that can be part of our goal.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
The Happy Horgans.
Happy Horgans.
We were going to do a...
Horgans, you're a who?
Okay. We, before the kids went back to school, we were taking family hikes on Friday afternoons. And we were going to do hiking with the Happy Horgans. And I was going to wear a GoPro. It was just going to be us on different trails throughout the state. And then you'd actually get to see...
God, who are you? Like, you... I just feel like... If I didn't know you personally, don't take offense to this.
No.
If I didn't know you personally and I saw you and your family, I'd be like, there's no way they are real. Something is going on. There's no way. There's something. But no. You
Like the
guys are
Stepford
just...
Wives were just like these
like-
robots.
Right. But you guys are just like moving and grooving.
We're trying.
With some positive energy.
We're trying.
Living life.
Yeah,
It's very good energy to be around.
Thanks.
Even when Trish was in the office, I knew I liked her. But this just confirmed. No but.
Oh, okay.
This just confirmed.
I got it.
She walked into the little hall and she was walking through the office barefoot. She didn't have her shoes on.
Oh, okay.
And I love walking barefoot, and I'm like, I knew there was something about... I knew.
She goes out every morning and stands barefoot in the wet grass to connect with the earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I just knew. As soon as I...
No, she's great. I love you. I love you, honey. Love you.
As soon as... It's so weird. But as soon as she saw she was barefoot, I was like, she gets
My
it.
people. Yeah.
She gets it. Because Scuba's always like, where are your shoes? I'm like, I don't need them. He's like, but we're outside. I'm like, exactly. Like, I love being barefoot. But sometimes I will on purpose forget my shoes if we're running to the store. That way I don't have to go into the store. And he just has to go in. We're going to take a little break right now. And while we take a break, here is our sponsor.
Speaking of notifications.
Yeah. How do you feel? Like, do you think...
I have mixed emotions.
Do you have certain notifications turned off?
I do, yeah. I have most social media ones turned off unless it's like a direct message to me or I get tagged in something because I want to know what's going on there. But yeah, otherwise I don't really get alerted to anything. The only thing I get that comes in all the time is my emails, which I get a lot of. And I'm big on a zero email inbox.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah, so...
I have like 3,000.
Yeah, that would give me anxiety.
And I have like 100 and something messages.
So,
Text messages.
That makes no sense to me. None. Eventually, when we have while we guest on from next door, you guys will be two peas in a pod with all your unread messages.
I just like they're there.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. Do you not look at them at all? Do you just keep them as unread?
Well, I always tell everyone I'm a really bad texter. I tell my dancers I'm a really bad texter. Because a few things. Sometimes I think I respond because you read it, but you're in the middle of something.
Sure.
It's like, okay, I can't respond right now. Like, I'll get back to it. And then you forget. And so you think like, oh, I thought I responded, whatever. sometimes you just like don't have the energy and you're like, I'll answer later.
But you look at it.
Most of the time, yeah.
But you look at it in a way that it keeps it new, or you mark
Yeah.
it as unread.
No, I keep it new.
Okay.
New and fresh, but then old
I was gonna
because I
say, it's
never
not fresh,
respond. But yeah, I'm a so I just tell them like double text me because I promise it's not. I'm not ignoring you on purpose. Double, triple text me until I answer.
That's a lot. Who are you?
What? But work stuff, that's the thing. Like, if it's work stuff, I'm very good. Like, even like I respond within seconds, right away.
Yeah, you're pretty responsive.
Usually.
Yeah.
Like, usually the time I don't respond is if I just like didn't see it right away.
So, I'm on the same page. I don't think you like owe anybody getting back to them, but I don't like seeing that number on my screen.
I do.
So I would just read it and clear it. Like, I'm not gonna get back to them.
I'm just like,
which I don't
"Aw,
do either. But
people want to talk to me,
yeah, it's a reminder how many people want to talk to you,
but
and
then
you
I
just leave
don't
them hanging.
talk to them.
I'm kind of a big deal, guys. So notifications are good. I like it's like I said, love hate. They do distract. I think.
Yeah.
I've tried to limit distractions.
Do not disturb.
More and more. So do not disturb goes on at 8:00 at night till 6:00 in the morning, and I don't look at my phone when I first get up, like all that kind of stuff. I do wear this Apple Watch, which like even as I'm speaking right now, I can feel it vibrating, and you want to look.
Yeah. That's why I think it's some sort of weird, twisted, like instant gratification sort of thing. It's kind of like TikTok, and we've talked about this before.
Yep.
Like TikTok, we're so used to being so go, 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 and our brains being so fueled by new stuff
Yep.
quickly and instantly having anything like just
Right.
on our phone. And I think text messages is a great example of that, of just it's instant.
Yeah.
You hear a ding, you're like, oh, what is that?
Right. It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah. It's like ordering something and getting it in the mail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I heard this thing recently, about maybe your generation, maybe a little bit younger, is that like us older people, we're always like, well, they're so entitled, right? And it was reframed recently as like, you're not entitled, you're impatient. Mm-hmm. And I should like be empathetic to that because I know it's the way you've grown up, right?
I can, when we're talking about this specifically, I agree. Like,
Yeah, and I think so. We talk about the impatience. If you look at talk about the text messages, that's how I got here. Was that when I was his age, like I would make a phone call to a house phone, hopefully leave a message on the answer machine, and then maybe they call me back at some point. Now it's like I need that message. I could text and get a message like almost instantly, right?
or,
And then
yeah, and I feel like too, go on.
I'm sorry, come over to it. Like you can go forward. So you go shopping. Mm-hmm. I used to have to wait till like Christmas to get the new thing.
Yeah.
Now it's delivered next day, or same day in some cases, right?
Overnight.
Watch a movie. I want to see a movie. Okay, well, hopefully it comes on TV
Rent
someday, or I can go. Now you just stream it, or you have to go to the movies. You like wait till the movie came. Now it's just on your phone immediately. So anyway, kids nowadays have grown up with this like everything's instant, and so then I go, hey, you're gonna make X amount of dollars, but it's gonna be like probably about 8 years. Like 8 years. What are you talking? Like I'm used to things in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, well, this is gonna take time, and so. But again, I'm trying to reframe things and like just be empathetic. Like that's what they're accustomed to. It's not
Yeah.
their fault. Unfortunately for them, not everything is like that.
Right.
Like career specifically, right? Or getting in shape, or like things are gonna take time. That's my message. There's the Bill message of the day. And also for reference for us parents, like we're always like kids nowadays. Guess what? We're raising them. Like have a little accountability.
Try to remember, like from the kid's point of view, try to remember it's your parents' first time being a parent.
Sure.
No matter what age, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's especially easier when you're dealing with from baby until they start talking. Because especially like when they start forming their own personalities and their own opinions, you're kind of like, shit.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean,
what now?
if the kids can think like that, which is difficult, but that's great because it's the first time I've had a 14-year-old.
But I think a lot of, and I do not 100% agree with this, but I think a handful of people forget that your baby is going to turn into a human, a full-grown person, And a lot of times they just think like, oh, it's a baby, like you're dressing them up, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And they forget, no, it's going to turn into a person.
Yeah.
A person
You're shaping
is probably
somebody's
not
life.
going to be happy with you one day, and like vice versa.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
It's a lot. Yeah, being a parent is a lot. But as a parent and a boss, I hate that. As an employer, as a leader,
As a boss.
people say that. It does bother me, and I think I say it only because people say it. They're like, "Oh, my boss," and they'll like referring to me. I'm like, "Your boss." That's a little weird. I don't boss you around.
Company leader. The face of the company.
Like as the owner of a company, I'm trying to learn because God knows I have a ton to improve upon, like different management styles, because different people respond to different things, and like
Yeah.
I have to understand that the 20-somethings that come in here, i.e., like
Me.
like you see things differently than the 50-something that's sitting out there.
Right.
So it's a real challenge as an owner or a manager or what have you to be able to speak to each of those generations. But I also think that as that person with that responsibility, you need to lean into that instead of they like it done like this, and they like it like done like that, and they shouldn't. It just is what it is. It's your job to figure it out and lead accordingly. So.
Yeah. And if you want to lead in a way of just as like it's black and white, there's no gray area here, that's
Good luck.
your lane to
Good
stay
luck.
in.
Yeah, good luck.
You know?
That's going to be a challenge. That's going to be a real challenge. But to each his own. I think that part of the reason for our success here is that we've been able to like understand the different needs of people and meet those needs within reason.
Yeah.
And we were just talking today. We've had I think at least 5 or 6 people that have been here for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you were talking about that earlier?
That's crazy. Like that's a long. I mean, for me, it's fine. Like it's family business, but
It's fine, I guess.
But for like I talk to people. I don't really have. I've been here forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good reference point.
Right, you've been here forever. On this
Hear
earth
that?
forever.
Because you're here longer than me. And it's I don't know. I'm trying to get these different perspectives from people. It's I'm not really sure I'm going with this, but it's interesting to to take a step back and see to think about how that person sees the world and then how that person sees. And so like that goes to speak to like how long people have been here. I'm always like they've been here. Of course, they've been here 10 years because everybody's just going to stay here forever.
Right.
But then,
everybody stays forever.
But then it turns out that's not really a thing usually.
No, I think.
Like you've had a few different jobs.
Yeah, I've already lived like a handful of lives.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like.
great.
And I think from my perspective, it's been in a sense of, well, I need, like, certain jobs have just fit my life at the different stages I've experienced. But also, I'm a huge person on energy. Like, which I know, don't get me wrong, like, I have bitten the bullet because at the end of the day, like, stuff needs to be paid for.
Yep.
Right. Like, you need to work. It is what it is. But, like, I just don't like bad energy or just, working with people where it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And doesn't mean they're a bad person.
No.
It just means, like, all right, maybe we're not on the same wavelength, and that's fine. But to protect that relationship, clearly something needs to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, good for you recognizing that, like, your happiness should be first and foremost, and, like, there's other opportunities out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, too, like, a lot of people can't separate because obviously you spend a lot of time with the people you work with.
Right.
Sometimes even more than, like, your family, depending on, like, what your schedule is. So, but it's so important to be able to separate that personal relationship or friendship with the work relationship. And I think a lot of people can't do that.
Right.
And I think a lot of people lets it melt and bleed into each other. And then that's when they start taking everything, like, personally.
Yeah.
Even when it gets to a point where you're like, oh, the weather's really, like, chilly today. And then you think, like, what a witch. Did you hear how she
Always
came
complaining.
in and just, right? Like,
Yeah.
it just starts to turn into that because it's just too much. You just got to learn how to, I don't know.
Yeah.
even it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think our wise words are a great way to close this out.
I think so too.
Important announcement. We are upgrading because
We are getting a makeover.
yes, so we're gonna be doing. I think we can share this, right? Or we can edit it out if we don't want to.
Right. Always off.
We're gonna kind of blend a podcast and a live, well, not live, but a video of the podcast, and then in order to do that, we need to upgrade our stuff. So we're gonna get new mics, better lighting. Makeup team. Maybe not that.
Everything.
Yeah, all the works.
A producer, a writer. Just
yeah,
kidding. We
yeah.
write our own stuff.
So, yeah, we're excited. I feel like we're just getting started. So, thanks for your patience and, you know, your willingness to hang with us as we kind of figure everything out. But I think we're gonna have some fun, and I think we'll hopefully keep you engaged. And if you don't learn anything, at least you'll maybe have some laughs.
Yeah.
On a weekly basis.
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
I agree. Give a good laugh.
Yes.
What about
All right, well, I think you have some shows to watch. Let's get out of here.
I'm behind my show schedule.